Good morning, everyone. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. This is the daily forecast for all signs. It is a shared reading, so it is a collective reading. I speak in broad terms. You have to figure out if and where it fits in your life, if at all. It is not necessarily set for the date that it's originally created for, which is Tuesday, July 19th. If you're seeing it on a different date, it may still be your reading. If it applies, please utilize it. If it doesn't apply or something doesn't match up, that's okay. Doesn't mean that anything's broken or wrong. You just might be working on something different at this time. So, for those of you that are new, please check out the drop-down menu underneath any of my videos. In there is some housekeeping rules, things I want you to think about when utilizing the channel. Ways to support the channel are in there, what decks I'm using, how to contact me for a private reading. Simple ways to support the channel, hit that thumbs up button if you like my content. It greatly helps me. Leave me a question or comment on the video. I will read it and respond if, I feel like there's a reason to. But I do appreciate the comments. Share the video out with your friends, on your social media, in groups that you belong to where it can be, utilized and appreciated. And then also subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you get notified when a new video goes up. I do put up daily content. So let's see, I will be referencing the Sunday reading, which is the underpinning reading, the underpinning energy of the week. So when I reference cards that aren't present in this reading, I'm speaking back to the reading from Sunday. So keep that in mind. It does populate in the lower left-hand corner at the end of this video, so you can always watch that for a point of reference. And let's see what's going on with the cards. So our card for the day is the Fool. Innocence, wonder, and new beginnings. I love how this cat is like sort of peeking out. He's like, and I love that he's all pure white and like kitten-like, There's a little bit of like trepidation with him. We might not know which way to go. We might not know what steps to take. But there's a newness with the Fool. Fool is major arcana energy, right? So it should have a big impact, or there should be a big choice, a big opportunity, a big new like sort of endeavor or steps that you can take as you move forward in what you're doing, right? The Fool is about not necessarily being dumb or stupid, but being open-minded enough or trusting enough to take kind of, say, the risk involved to move forward, right? When I look at this and I see this cat peeking out, right? To me, I think about the Sunday reading and that underpinning energy of that Seven of Swords. We might slowly becoming aware or willing to kind of look at a situation as it is or what it is, and then maybe making decisions towards how to take steps forward or move towards it, shift it, change it, because the Seven of Swords isn't necessarily a positive card per se. It's kind of, there's something going on around us that's not working for us, right? And so we maybe have been avoiding it or trying not to deal with it. And we saw the Queen of Cups yesterday. That Queen of Cups is bringing us into that state of feeling about something, nurturing ourselves while we're in those feelings and in that truth, in that intuitional truth of what is going on around us. The Fool to me feels like, okay, we might be willing to sort of look at things or as they are, seeing them for what they are. Doesn't necessarily mean that we're being foolish. It means that we're being open to everything that's going on around us and potentially choosing a different path or choosing different steps than we were aware of to move forward, right? And being up for the challenge. There's something to be learned with the Fool. There's an opportunity that's being sort of presented to us in a very big way, but we have to be brave enough and open enough to kind of take the risk, even though it feels risky, right? And that's kind of the exuberance or the optimism of the Fool. Some people might think that it is foolish to choose what we're choosing or to, pursue something, but sometimes I feel like with the Fool, we need to not listen to those voices and we need to listen to our own voice, right? And then act accordingly. So let's see what the White Light Oracle has to say. This is 528 Hertz, card number 17, Mandala of the Heart. I love this card because I feel like she's very similar to yesterday's card, that Alabaster of Layla. Her face is still turned towards the Fool, but now her whole body is emerging. She's somewhat vulnerable because she is naked, but she's also protecting herself by covering her nakedness. And she sort of looks to me like she's either rising from the flames or emerging from the womb, right? And I know that sounds a little weird. But the Fool is card number 0. It's the beginning of something new in the major arcana. It's the beginning of the Fool's journey through the major arcana. So there might be a pivotal point today where we start to emerge or figure out some answers for ourselves or some steps or a path that we may need to take that might feel unknown, it might feel new to us, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. I feel like in some ways we're rising up or we're making a choice, we're making a change, we are moving towards, more balance. When we see that 17 in the Mandala of the Heart card, that's an 8, which would say to me that we're moving towards a more balanced feeling within ourselves, right? And the Fool has to keep us somewhat open-minded and seeking the opportunities rather than focusing on the setbacks, if that makes sense, right? So we can kind of recreate this or re-establish whatever it is we're facing, in a way, is my feeling, or how we operate within it, or if we operate at all, right? We might choose a whole different path and move in a completely different direction with the Fool here. And that's the opportunity that he presents. But that peeking eye in the Fool says to me that there's something we have to look at that we maybe don't want to, that is needing to be addressed or will be addressed today, that allows us to maybe rise up and come out of how, we were seeing a situation or perceiving a situation or being affected by a situation. The Fool is about moving in a different direction or towards a new opportunity, right? Or maybe there's something there that we need to acknowledge and then start to create something new, but we have to believe that the creation is possible through the optimism of the Fool. Now I'm going to read you the Mandala of the Heart, 528 Hertz. And by the way, guys, I haven't said this yet, but any of these 528 Hertz or like these messages that have these sound waves, there's a ton of YouTube videos of music that are set to these sound waves. So you can listen to these in the background and have them kind of help to move you through whatever it is you might be working on. Now, here's the story for the Mandala of the Heart. Sometimes aspects of our life fall apart and don't go to plan. This is so that they can come back together in a beautiful new way. Trust in the goodness and the inevitable blessing of your destiny falling into place. Do not trust your fears. Put your faith in the love of your heart. A heartfelt wish is going to manifest. So this is the part where I feel like the Fool needs to remain open-minded, even if it might feel foolish or scary. Right? That is the part where it says that even though things might be challenging right now, there's a way to perceive this or look at this that shifts directions. And it requires us to be optimistic rather than pessimistic. The Fool is very much that. So, the Mandala of the Heart is the expression of the divine feminine power within. It is the life-changing experience of love, healing, compassion, deep repair, and restoration that can only happen when we feel safe and loved enough to truly let go. Despite what the wounded opinions of ego might have one believe, love is the most powerful consciousness on the planet. It is also highly intelligent. As we open to heal with the frequency of love in our hearts, we naturally evoke positive effects in the lives of others too. We attract positive intervention from spirit. Pathways open up, magic happens. Pathways open up, guys. That's the Fool. Love is the path to the transformational, the alchemical, and the miraculous. It is the means by which negative patterns are reversed and the original purity and beauty of our innate spiritual perfection can manifest itself in all dimensions, including the physical. We may feel we are bumbling along, yet we are blessed with an invisible, powerful field of grace moving with us, ensuring that our actions yield the best outcomes and that we attract what we truly want and need. The heart has access to a wisdom more powerful than logic, which can overcome any obstacle. To enter into that wisdom, we have to trust in something greater than our own opinions and our allegiance to our history. Your heart is more than connected to the universal heart. It is a holographic emanation, part of the sacred mandala of the divine feminine heart, and as such holds divine genius and power. It wants to manifest that which is evolving, new, inspired, and beautiful. To believe that history must repeat itself, or that what we imagine is the limit of what can happen, is to deny the power of the heart and the generosity of divine grace. We need radical lovers and inspired dreamers who dare to invite the most outlandishly blessed interventions of the universal heart for all beings. You have it within your heart to be one of these prayer alchemists for humanity. 528 hertz is the love frequency of creation. The choices, decisions, and projects inspired by love have countless and far-reaching positive effects. As we tune into that inner frequency, we connect to all hearts in a powerful alchemical network which delivers an infusion of divine perfection and uplifting wisdom into the human collective. Priestesses, sound alchemists, and heart healers work with these frequencies, understanding their capacity to evoke the alchemical and the miraculous. These are our spiritual brothers and sisters, cultivating and radiating the consciousness of love, that soothing and courage-inducing medicine of the soul. In a reading, this oracle affirms that honoring deep soul bonds and sharing healing with your soul tribe is an important facet of your purpose. You have the power to love in your heart. It is the healing spiritual glue that can bring people together for a higher purpose. It inspires others and generates positive energy to lighten the emotional load many souls carry. When 528 hertz mandala of the heart appears in your reading, you are being put on notice that the divine feminine has a vision for your soul and is organizing events accordingly. She will guide you through your heart, and with her protection, the manifestation of your soul path is assured. Healing process. Take a moment to consciously connect with the flow of your breath. Let the breath flow in and out, and allow yourself to deepen and lengthen the breaths, especially the exhalation. Lightly place a hand over your heart with reverence and respect. Allow your awareness to travel on the breath, going deeper and deeper, dropping into your heart. You can feel, imagine, see, or intend that your heart is a sacred temple, a beautiful place filled with light and space. Rest within your heart with love and acknowledgement of its precious nature. If there is pain in your heart from this or other lifetimes, you can witness it gently and with compassion, thus allowing it to dissolve in the beauty, light, space, and love. Allow your sense of love for your heart and the love that your heart has for you to become strong and nourishing. Become peaceful and healed through your own heart connection now. You don't need to force anything. Love holds a space for all experiences. You can rest in that sacred holding of the heart. When you have rested long enough, ground and hydrate yourself. You have completed your healing process. I think that this is beautiful, guys. I think that there's a turning point that's happening here that we need to shift into, and it's definitely faith-based and heart-based and compassion-based rather than fear-based. I am going to say that, even though we have that Seven of Swords underneath this. So if there's something that's offering us a challenge or isn't working out or feeling like it's working out in our favor, there's a different way to perceive this. Now, I'm not saying stay stuck in a situation that's not serving you, but I am saying that there's a different way of holding this situation, and in doing so, when you find that different way, and it's more heartfelt and compassionate, you might be able to either release yourself or move through the situation more easily or clearly, but it requires a certain level of optimism rather than pessimism, and that's the Fool's energy. So let's look at the hidden truth. The hidden truth is I want to make amends. So, for some of you, this Seven of Swords could be somewhere where you've wronged somebody, but also, if there's somebody that's wronged you, forgiving them or making those amends and allowing yourself that opportunity to live in that compassion opens up that heart and opens up the opportunity of the Fool. There might be fear in doing this, right? This can also be an amends to ourselves for past mistakes or past, situations where we maybe have seen them as failures, letting that go, and allowing ourselves to reside more in that compassionate, heart-filled energy. And we saw a lot of that yesterday with all of the nurturing, feminine energy of the Queen of Cups, and we also have the King of Cups coming in the midweek. So that's going to be more heart-focused, compassion-focused. That energy is working for us rather than against us, even if things around us look like failures, or cause controversy. Does that make sense? So stay with this shift. Remember, you have the power to change this in some way, shape, or form by basing it in a place of love and compassion rather, and even if that love and compassion is solely just directed at yourself during this time, allow for it, let it pour forth, and let it be your guide, even if things feel unknown and a little bit scary, because that can be the fool's influence too. That is your forecast, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like the video, hit that thumbs up sign, and subscribe to the channel. Share the video out and leave me a question or comment. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow to see how this energy changes, and have a wonderful day. Take care.